Hello, 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 hello. And welcome once again to A Prog Reborn. My name is M. Kosler, and this is my progression style playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. If you don't know what it means to have a progression style playthrough, always type an exclamation point intro into the chat, just like I did. That'll get you a link to my introductory video where I talk about the concept of a progression style playthrough. If you'd like to know when I go live for these things, you can always subscribe to the channel. Best and easiest way to get those go live notifications. Or you join the community Discord, exclamation point Discord in the live chat. We'll get you a Discord invite link. Get you into the Prog Reborn community Discord, where I make posts. I say that as I just realized that I did not make a post this time. Do I still have it on my paste? I do. Publish that out. There you go. I make posts whenever I go live for these things. And you can also join with other like-minded individuals who do this type of content, or just want to keep up with other folks who enjoy this type of content themselves, not necessarily participating alongside. Last but not least, this is not a reaction style playthrough. This is not my first time playing through the majority of this content. So if you're worried about any sort of spoilers between now, where my character is, patch 2.2, and the live game, patch 7.05, then this is your first and likely last warning about any sort of spoilers that I might talk about within that period, because I may or may not give additional warnings. So if you're worried about being spoiled in your own personal playthrough, and you are not currently up to date with the live game, then give you the opportunity to scoot on out of here. Anyways, with all that said, we finished up our Reputation Grinds last stream. We no longer have any reps to work on, so we are back now to doing things like working on my warrior relic weapon, working on my sightseeing log, working on big fishing. But I think what we're gonna do today, I'm just looking at my jobs. Look what we've got, Bard at 53. I think what we're gonna do today is focus on the Manderville quest line to get us through to patch 2.2. I believe I have written down that we are going to go up to the 3 collectors. I think that's up to and including, but let me double check before I get too far. Here, Manderville. Not just a. Well, let's type in the 3 collectors. Oh. Right, and the next one is the business of betrothal. Yep. So 3 collectors will be the end of this set of Manderville quests. And this whole thing starts... Let's see... I think it's the Science of Deduction. Yeah, the Science of Deduction starts at Ellie in Eastern Thanalan. Make our way towards Eastern Thanalan. Eastern Fanland, Camp Drivone. Our closest port. I haven't done any more big fishing off stream, or any sightseeing off stream. I've mostly been focusing on, yeah, there we go. Mostly been focusing on my main, doing re-clears, continuing to level up classes to 100. I think I only have 3 or 4 remaining. I'm working on Black Mage right now. Still have Pictomancer, which is going to take the longest because they're still at level 80. Yeah, God. Okay. These folks. Oh, I'm trying to remember what voices I gave. I think Ellie was like Southern. I don't remember what I had for Nashu. Hildebrand was, you know, just kind of pompous. And I don't know if I had a voice for Greg, because I don't know if we actually heard Greg. So let's go here. Ellie wishes to share her latest discoveries with you. Perchance you're curious about the duelist's declared target. It so happens I have identified the weapon in question. The Treaty Blade is part of an Ishgardian noble's collection, or was, I should say. No, it has not been stolen. It has been purchased by an Uldan collector, the wife of a wealthy merchant living in Vesper Bay. Suffice it to say, I would be remiss in my duties as a reporter were I not to investigate her. And should the duelist strike whilst I am present, well, I hope I needn't explain what a golden opportunity that would be. Ingratiating myself to her may prove to be my greatest challenge, though I'm told she is a difficult woman to please. Fortunately, I am also told that she has a fondness for rare flowers. The sort Tutusi in Camp Drybone sells. You can come along if you'd like. Alrighty. I'll have to buy some flowers. I think where we left off with the Mandervilles was that house is where the guy put on the hair tonic. He had a weapon that was stolen from him by a collector, which she just talked about. And Hildebrand is gonna try to do some investigation there. I had a feeling you couldn't resist the pull of a good story. Since you're here, why don't you choose the Alphic lavender to buy? Here you are, miss. Thank you for your patronage. Was it for love or money that you killed him? It was you. Have you gone mad? There was an Amalja arrow in his back. I don't even know how to shoot a bow. Amalja don't shoot fleeing, unarmed merchants. They capture and temper them. Not that you or your victim make for convincing merchants. If you're going to misrepresent yourself, put some effort into it. Wear gloves, for God's sakes, or at least don't wave your hands in front of my face. The calluses on your fingers betray you as a veteran archer. Doubtless you used your skills to great effect 5 years ago, as did your partner. So again I ask, was it because he took from your share, or your sister? You don't touch a man's kin. He knew that, and yet he... Damn, I thought he did it for the money. You two. He's all yours. Yes, of course. Thank you for the help, Inspector. At least he's competent. But when did investigating crimes become such a popular profession? It's not his job, you know. He just likes doing it. He belongs to one of Ishgard's high houses. Some say he's a baron. Not at all like that buffoon Hildebrand, don't you think? I try not to think about Hildebrand. We should get going. Lady Durilda? Lady Durilda will not take kindly to wilted flowers. And this was in Vesper Bay, I guess. I can't remember. Did we ever actually catch the fish out here, or did I spend like a ton of time out here trying to get the bite? Only got it super late to find that I didn't have the gathering to actually make the catch. I believe you have something to present to Lady Durilda. Go on then. Again, as I told you the last 20 who came before, if you have come looking for work, you are too late. And even if I were in need of additional security, I would not deign to hire a common adventurer. Now remove yourself from my sight before I have you removed. A fragrant variety of lavender rarely found in the arid lowland regions of Fenland. Do you really think I could be so easily manipulated? Present the right gift, speak the magic words, and you would earn my respect. What is more, a flower's beauty is fleeting. I value beauty which transcends the boundaries of time, everlasting, enduring, unchanging, like mine. Now get out. Forgive us, Lady Durilda. We mean no disrespect. We were afraid that you would not heed our warnings otherwise. A notorious violent thief is plotting to steal the treaty blade. You fools, I shall come to claim the collector's blade, yes? I read the mithril eye. I know full well of whom you speak, and it is none of your concern. I have a legion of guards at my disposal. Should he try, I will have him seized or worse. And even if by some miracle he should succeed, he will not escape my wrath, for I have retained the services of a certain gentleman. Ah, but you may see for yourself, like every piece in my collection, he has been chosen with the utmost care. Now look at my peerless inspector interlopers in despair. Ships that pass in the night, a signal shown in the darkness. The lady cries out for a guardian, and the gentleman must needs oblige. I swear to you here and now, I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector and extraordinaire, shall neither sleep nor slumber until the fiend who covets the treaty blade is brought to justice. Good sir, what brings you here? Are you come in pursuit of the duelist as well? Or perchance in pursuit of me? As if I would spend a single gil on an insufferable incompetent. To be fair, you're not spending a single gil on me. The chance to investigate such an intriguing case is payment enough. Preemptive declarations of criminal intent are hardly in vogue. Sorry I'm late, busy solving a murder. Briarden, consulting inspector, at your service, my lady. Conniving inspector? Consulting inspector. Rotten flesh and saltpeter. Hildebrand Manderville and Nashu Makraka? I don't know how to say your last name. I presume. Who rank amateurs playing at a profession of which they know not. Call me when you've finished with these wastrels. You see, I do not want nor need your help. Briarden is more than capable of overseeing the transfer. Now get out, all of you. Where have you been, Maria? And where is my vase? There was a strange flying thing, and the vase dropped in the water. I was so... The vase once belonged to the royal house of Thorn. Do you have any idea how much it was worth? You will go back outside right now and search for my vase. And you are not to return until you find it. Do I make myself clear? My lady, pray allow me to go in the girl's stead. It is not safe, for she herself spoke of a ferocious wild beast. With my unmatched investigative skills, I shall swiftly locate and recover the missing vase, thereby earning your respect, at which point you will gladly grant me permission to investigate the thieving duelist. Verily, it is a plan fiendishly clever in its intricacies. Not when spoken aloud. Miss Maria, would you be so kind as to tell me exactly what happened? I picked up the vase in Ulda, like Mother said, and I was on my way home. I was crossing the bridge, then the flying thing came. I got scared, and so I ran. When I stopped, it was gone, but the vase, I think I dropped it in Nafika's wells. I wanted to go and look, but there were scary looking things down there. I'm scared to go alone. You are no longer alone, Miss Maria. We shall go together and look for the vase. All 5 of us. All 4 of you. I'm going after Inspector Briarden. If the duelist strikes, I mean to be there. But, Miss Ellie, how can you ignore the plight of a young girl for the sake of a story? Because that's my job, you imbecile. Well, we shall not be derelict in our duty to justice. Come, Nashu, we must away. You don't even know what the bloody vase looks like. Maria, dear, listen, if it gets dangerous or if you feel afraid, you just run to this adventure for help, you understand? Out. I have forthcoming appointments with very prestigious guests, and will suffer your presence no longer. Rum boom 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 boom. Alright, let's see here. Sinmin. A vase. Well, anything that falls in the water is like to be swept downstream fairly quickly. Does this have anything to do with the queer winged beast I saw earlier? No? Never mind then. A pox upon that thieving demon bird. He shall rue the day he crossed paths with me. A vase? I know not of what you... curse this infernal refuse underfoot. Point as a dagger. Something in the water at the man's feet. Excuse me. That girl would run by earlier. I seen her. Had something in her hands, but dropped it while crossing the bridge. Didn't get a good look, but I reckon it won't matter any road. Whatever it is, it's long gone by now. Boom, boom, boom. That kid knew just yapping over there. Do I spy the treasured vase of Lady Dorilda over... Oh. Oh dear. This belonged to you, child. Forgive me, I was so engrossed in search that I didn't notice. Your search for what, pray tell? The demon bird absconded with my weapon. I sat down for but a moment, only to see it next to the talons of that accursed creature. I gave chase, following it to these waters, and in my haste I must have stepped on your vase. Don't fret, Maria. I know it looks bad, but I'm sure Inspector Hildebrand will think of something. Oh, but I already have, my faithful assistant. Hearken to me now, for as the rising sun doth dispel the darkness, so shall my solution resolve our dilemma. But first we must gather as many fragments of the vase as we can find. How could I have been so careless? Why does this feel so familiar? I wonder if it's a repeated quest from 1.0. Or we did something similar in the last quest, did we not? Come to present your findings, have you? Splendid. Let's have a look. All the Sultan's chocobos and all the Sultan's men couldn't put his vase back together again. Well done, my friend. This should be more than sufficient for our needs. He has performed miracles with far less, after all. A shattered antique vase will not deter the Inspector Hildebrand from his mission. There is but one person in all Eorzea capable of reconstructing this vase. a man whose skill with the hammer has brought rival goldsmiths low. So breathtaking are his works, so fearsome his competitive spirit. This man is no mere goldsmith. You speak of him as you would of a great warrior. Oh, excuse me. Gotta get something to drink. Once a notorious gang of thieves perpetrated a series of robberies in Ul'dah, targeting establishments which sold luxury goods. One such shop was owned by the humble lapidary of whom I speak. His was the last shop the thieves struck, for the following morning they were found beaten, bound, and gagged in the gold court. The brass blades were never learned who was responsible. The only information they had was the testimony of a thief, who kept muttering the words, "The hammer, the hammer." He sounds dangerous. Aye, that he does. And I do so enjoy the company of dangerous men. Where are my manners? I've not yet properly introduced myself. I am Gilgamesh, and this is my companion, Enkidu. Well, not really. It has been many moons since I last saw her, so to ease the burden of loneliness, I tamed a rooster and painted it green. In any case, you mean to search for this goldsmith, yes? If so, it would be my pleasure to help. The pleasure is all mine, Gillian. I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, bid you welcome. If it's that hard for you to remember, I give you leave to call me Gil. Excellent suggestion, Greg. Playful monikers are an effective means of building camaraderie. Call me Hildy. Now then, from what I know of the goldsmith's propensity to procure his materials himself, I have deduced that he is most likely to be found in the vicinity of Blue Fog in northern Fenland. It is there we shall begin our search. What is going on with Nashu? She's bouncing up and down. We're going to northern Camp Blue Fog. If a Doblin became a zombie, would that make it a Zomblin or a Dombie? The Doblin's wounds indicate that it was felled with a hammer. A trail of bloody footprints leads to the north. I don't think it's been dead for long. Maybe whoever did this is still around. This goldsmith is not to be trifled with. Basilisco. The basilisk wounds indicate that it was felled with a hammer. A trail of bloody footprints lead to the north. Single blow to the head. Impressive. His handiwork is unmistakable. This corpse is still quite warm. The Doblin, the Basilisk, and this Ahriman, all were slain with a hammer, as was the beast over yonder, unless I am mistaken. That chimera must be his latest prize, which means he must still be about. Mayhap he is watching us at this very moment, attempting to ascertain our intentions. He was ever a cautious man when on the hunt. Alas, it comes to this. Though every fiber of my being cries out in rebellion, I must break my oath and do the unspeakable. What must you do that's so terrible? I must dance. I'm a Manderville man, doing what only a Manderville can. On the peaks of Curthis to Thanalan, I'm a Manderville man. I cannot avert my eyes. That is the dance of House Manderville, passed down from father to son. Were I to perform it within sight of our quarry, he would not be able to resist revealing himself. I neglected to properly stretch my legs beforehand. My good man, I see no other solution. You must dance in my stead. Though it be a gross, nay, unconscionable violation of my family's traditions, I must bequeath to you the Manderville. Learned the Manderville dance. What manner of a man can be summoned only through dance? Are you really going to do the Manderville? Ooh, I can't wait. Time has come for you to do what only a Manderville can. We are as siblings now, my constant comrade, for I have shared with you the secrets of House Manderville. Now you must use that knowledge. Go to the fallen Chimera and dance like only a Manderville can. Fancy yourself a Manderville man. You would do what only a Manderville can. Then lift your legs and put your hands up. Be a Manderville man. I don't know what I'm gonna do for Godbert. He comes. Ho ho ho, you have not to fear from me, not at all. The only accounts I came to settle were with the Chimera. But you were not drawn here by some coincidence, were you? No, you came in search of me, Godbert. Why else would you gyrate your hips in such a gentlemanly fashion, if not that? Wait. I know you. Strong yet tender fingers. But more importantly, how in the hells did you learn the Manderville? If I did not teach you, then who... Oh, because I think I did a quest where I had to massage him. By the grace of Thal, what sorcery is this? He yet lives? Hildebrand, Heliodor, Maximilian Manderville. Give him the old German suplex. Kaboosh. "10 years, Hildebrand. 10 years since you left home, and 5 since I learned of your trip to Dalamud. How long were you planning to allow your mother and father to suffer under the illusion that their beloved son was dead?" "Son? You're Hildy's father?" "Godbert the goldsmith, a Manderville man, smithing as only a Manderville can. Oil him up and give him a tan, fit for a Manderville man." "Please, father, cease your undulations at once. There are more pressing matters at hand." "This antique vase must be made whole once more, for the sake of Miss Maria." "Do not worry, little one. I deal with worse cases before my morning bowel movement." "Hold your applause until the end. Baragat, guide my hand." "Look how it sparkles in the twilight, how it radiates elegance, sorry. Would you all not agree that it is a work of art?" "You've completely destroyed a priceless antique's historical value." "Nonsense, I've taken a dull, unremarkable vase and transformed it into something far superior. I hope you were paying attention, Hildy. How long has it been since you last held a hammer?" "Father, that is not my path. I am an agent of inquiry, an inspector. It is my duty to help those in need. Miss Maria is one such person. There are others too, innocent people whose weapons were callously ripped from their hands by a thieving duelist." "I thought you put away those childish dreams. No matter, you understand in due time." "No, I will not. I am an inspector, father. I can be naught else."
Mr. Godbert, sir, I don't think my mother's going to like what you did. You probably won't let Mr. Hildebrand help with the investigation."
"Cannot say for certain, can we? Hey, perhaps you'll take a liking to this reimagining?" "You spoke of a thieving duelist, did you not? So happens I am something of a duelist myself. Were we to cross paths with this fellow, I would welcome the opportunity to pit my skills against his, and Kiddu as well, I should think." "I see you too possess a strong sense of justice. Full glad am I to have met you, Greg. Now let us return to Vesper Bay and see our vases received." "Vesper Bay, you say? What a coincidence. I shall be traveling there on business once I have finished gathering materials." "I think I might have seen the demon bird which took my weapon. Go on without me, I shall follow anon." Apologize for all the coughing. A bit of a both combination of some of the voices I've chosen, plus been a little sick this week. Boom, 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 boom. This way. Mayhap Miss Maria should be the one to present the vase.
I hope she likes it.
If every component of an object were to be replaced, could the resulting object be fundamentally considered the same? Philosophers are unsure. Godbert does not care. It's fun to read those things.
Mother, I brought you the vase.
By the gods, have y'all no shame? How dare you make my daughter complicit in your chicanery? You know, I don't know where you found this gaudy trash, but it bears no resemblance whatsoever to the vase I purchased. Now see here, Lady Dorilda. Not only did you send Maria to fetch your priceless vase alone, placing her in considerable danger should bandits or wild beasts attack, which they did, but... Gaudy trash? Lord Manderville, sir, I did not really realize you had arrived. Though I know it is nothing compared to the lavish accommodations an esteemed gentleman such as yourself must enjoy, I pray my humble abode meets with your satisfaction. Oh, it does, my lady. It does indeed. Especially that exquisite vase over yonder. Although I gather from your previous comments that you do not like my reconstruction. Your reconstruction? Oh, I don't like it. I love it. I would go as far as to call the new centerpiece of my Thorn Dynasty collection. Ah, what a relief. I would have been most distressed had you said otherwise. We Mandervilles do so take pride in our work and ever strive for professional perfection. Oh, but what am I repeating what my son Hildebrand doubtlessly told you when he offered to investigate the duelist threats? Enough expository banter, I say. I cannot recall if your son used those precise words, but I do remember thinking that his help would be most welcome. You will be helping us, Inspector Hildebrand, will you not? Wait a minute. Your father is Lord Godbert Manderville, the man who took the Yolande Quiverian seat? The man who took Yolande Quiverian's seat? Quiveron. Yolande Quiveron's seat on the Syndicate? It appears there have been a great many developments over the past 10 years, of which I was completely unaware. In any case, we must redirect our energies toward the investigation of the thieving duelist. Our first order of business will be to review all the facts with consenting Inspector Briarden. Come, we have a thief to catch. Let us seek out Inspector Briarden at once. I hope I did not speak over much earlier. My wife would describe it as a proclivity to pontificate, but I prefer to think of it as an earnest desire to establish rapport with my fellow man.
I think she likes it.
Why are you still here? Allow me to elucidate. Lady Dorilda has asked that we assist in the investigation. Now kindly share with us all your information. Fine. Our plans have advanced to a stage that even you couldn't ruin them anyway. I commissioned several reproductions of the Treaty Blade through a merchant named Jojonpa, who traffics in counterfeit antiques. These blades have been delivered to the Observatorium, where they are being distributed amongst Lady Dorilda's sellswords. Once I give the order, they will transport them via alternative routes to Vesper Bay.
Oh, I think I get it. You're handling the real transport with a bunch of decoys, right?
They're all decoys. The moment the thief strikes, all our forces will converge on his location, including those disguised as small folk along each route. The real Treaty Blade will remain in the original owner's vault until the thief has been apprehended. Everything's been accounted for. You are superfluous. Mayhap we could use more small folk to watch the roads in and out of the observatorium, assuming you have the capacity to conduct yourself in an unassuming fashion. Fear not, my fellow inspector, for I am a master of disguise. Have you any information regarding the duelist himself? A description? You never thought to ask Humphrey, did you? The thief is said to be a towering brute dressed in red who wields a halberd. A man so garishly dressed should be easy to find in snowy Curthis. And I suppose we don't need your help after all, do we? Come or don't, I couldn't care less. Be seeing you. Pray forgive my lateness. Greg, my good man, what a pleasure to see you again. We just received new information regarding the weapon thief. The victim described him as a halberd-wearing brute, dressed in... a ridiculous outfit. Ridiculous outfit? Now I'm intrigued. What reasons would a warrior have for wearing impractical clothing? What reasons indeed. It is enough to make a gentleman laugh. That damnable demon bird continues to elude me, but no longer. Soon shall I claim my revenge and weapon both. Inspector Hildebrand would have you accompany him to Curthis. Allow me to summarize our current plan of action. Our destination is the Observatorium, and our mission is to pose as goodly small folk in accordance with Inspector Briarden's instructions. Naturally, should the situation demand improvisation, we are to disregard those instructions. Any questions? No? Then let us sally forth at once. My redoubtable confederate, you are an experienced traveler, are you not? Why don't you lead the way to Curthis? We'll go to Mordona. Probably just as quick, but also free. What to say, is that Alizé? And it is, but it's it's an NPC cosplaying as Alizé. Sorry, not an NPC, a player character. Boom. I guess that's one half of the Agrius. Right there. Hail to thee, fellow servant of justice. I take it you are one of the many tasked with transporting a counterfeit treaty blade. Clearly you've mistaken me for someone else, sir. At ease, Sergeant. They're with us. Or small folk. Keep an eye on them, or else... But, sir, Fuck at me. Don't you bloody move until I get back. I say, is this land always so inhospitable? The biting winds, the endless snows. May I keep an active while we stay warm? Oh, and should I chance to find the thief and duelists, I would of course summon you, after administering the requisite beating. Good, you're still... Was there someone else with you a moment ago? You speak of Greg. He ventured outside the gates mere moments before your arrival, full eager to catch the thief. As we are. Come, Nashu. We too must answer the call of duty. You look like you might actually be useful. Why don't you have a word with my man near the east gates? We're undermanned over there. You see that just now? No? I think my eyes are playing tricks on me. There's only one way to be sure. You wait here.
Inspector, look over there.
What is it, Nashu? Pray tell me what you see. Ah, I see you, demon bird. You'll not escape me this time. Why, hello there, my friends. Is aught amiss? Oh, it's just Greg. For a moment, I thought you might have spotted our thief. Come, Nashu. We have lingered here over long. We must egress post-haste. It's not out of the ordinary here, either. No luck, We have scoured every ilm of this area to no avail. I can only conclude that, having learned that his opponent was to be the legendary Inspector Hildebrand, the duelist renounced his criminal ways and retreated into hiding. Or perhaps he is waiting patiently outside the walls for more wagons to leave. That being said, should you decide to venture into the wilderness, you best arm yourself with more than your wits. I appreciate your concern, Miss Ellie, but a gentleman should abstain from violence unless absolutely necessary.
I'll fight for you, Inspector. I found a weapon to use.
By the 12, is that the selfsame spear which propelled me to the Red Moon? Where did you find it?
It was buried in the snow.
Well, one cannot ignore the will of destiny. Return it to me, Nashu. Though I will still endeavor to avoid fisticuffs, I will be duly armed should worse come to worst. Now then, we begin our search for the duelist to the east of the observatorium. Come now, how hard can it be to find a large man dressed in red and curvous?
Oh, it's cold out here.
Take your post, my good man, and entrust your safety to me. Inspector Hildebrand is ready for battle. Wherefore art thou my nefarious nemesis? Was not the selfsame creature, but one of many. Nevertheless, I know that my weapon is close by. You sense it too, don't you? Greg, I've been meaning to ask, why do you covet this weapon so? If you beheld it, you would understand. In some ways, it bore resemblance to a spear, but in other respects, it was quite different. It was crowned with a magnificent axe blade, to which was welded a musket barrel. It was one of the first weapons I added to my collection after arriving in these lands. How I yearned to reclaim it, the strongest of spears. That weapon of yours bears a striking resemblance to the strongest of spears. I claimed this weapon 5 years ago. Surely you can't be serious. Now you call me Shirley. No matter, give it to me, give it to me. The spear and I have traveled together to the very heavens. I will not relinquish it at all, or I will not relinquish it again. The spear and I have bested many a man together. I will not relinquish it again. And we are at an impasse. Can't believe I'm saying this, but well done, Inspector. I see you've caught the weapon thief in the act. Miss Ellie, you are grossly misreading our dispute. Greg is a good, honest man, who I am certain never stolen a weapon in his life. Indeed, I have not. Every weapon I have claimed was by rights mine. It was a trophy for besting my opponent in single combat. I believe that constitutes a confession. Seize him. Confession to what? I've done naught wrong. Ugh, you're all beyond reason. Aha, alas, yes, my plan to secure Greg's confession was utterly flawless, and his capture will be the coup de grace. Well, my plan is thus far flawless. Griffin Crossing is still impassable. I know who you are, even if the imbecile doesn't. So let's not mince words. Only you have the skill to face the duelist in battle. Even so, your strength alone will not likely suffice. I suggest you muster what allies you can.
Which way did he go, Em? Did you see?
His name isn't really Greg, is it? Lest you find my advice unsporting, I remind you that our duty supersedes any misbegotten notions of honor you may possess. Rom, wom, wom. Nashu, Miss Ellie, my good man, it is a relief to hear your footfalls. As you have doubtlessly deduced, I was unable to prevent Greg from escaping through the doors. I must leave the rest to you. Yes, it was I behind these doors the whole time. So long to arrive, I was getting worried you might have gotten lost. Long did I wonder what your role in this play was. A silent guardian, content to watch events unfold with minimal interaction. Alas, I understand. We were fated to duel, you and I. Best mean you may have the spear. Fail, and your weapons are forfeit. Fair terms, do you not think? I'll even extend them to your allies. I grant you leave to summon others. After all, it'll avail you no advantage. Oh, Gilgamesh, it is embiggening time. Battle on the big bridge now accessible. Alright, so let's see. This is definitely going to be something. This is a trial. Let's see how long this takes. 14 minutes. And then what if I do it as a tank? 5 minutes. So that might not actually be true. What I think I'll do is real quick. World transfer or DC travel to get this done. So I'm gonna go on standby for a little bit as I make that transfer, but I'm still here. Just give me a little bit of time. Alrighty. They changed the way that DC and world travel worked. So we couldn't go to Aether. We're hopping over to Primal real quick. Less than 5 there. What about as tank? Either or. And they're both about the same eye level, so we'll just sit on healer while we wait. To finish this up. I think the new rules for data center travel is a world you can only data center travel to a world if that world is currently not congested, marked as congested. And I think a world gets marked as congested when I think a world gets marked as congested if the current queue is like 50 plus. Which isn't that hard to achieve, really. I think while we're waiting, we can do some sightseeing stuff. Let me pull up the sightseeing log helper. Hide inactive, hide finished. Oh, there's no sightseeing going on right now. What about big fishing? Fish. There we are. Save that. We've got one thing that we can do right now. Right, we're on the right bait. We're looking for a 3x, and a powerful hook set. Wanted to get the fish out, or the cast out, before it ran out of time on our patience. Bum, 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 bum. Through my second week of, well, first week of re-clears, second week of clearing M4S. Still really enjoying the tier. Part of the reason I'm enjoying it is because it's so easy that I don't feel like I am struggling to get re-clears, struggling to get through anything. It can be fairly straightforward. Hopefully grab a mount and a weapon sooner rather than later, and get up to Biss on my white mage. Whether or not I will do much more than that remains to be seen. I have been leveling up my raiding alt. Well, I shouldn't say leveling up. I've already got them leveled up. And I've cleared M1 on them, but they don't have that much gold, and I don't really want to transfer more money from my main to them. I have a full set of crafted, and then the extreme weapon on the raiding alt. But they don't have like any materia, so they are kind of trolling PF a little bit. I attempted to play a little bit of Astro. I tried to go into an extreme farm party with Astro, and I feel so stupid playing that class. I feel so overwhelmed still. It's probably not as hard as I'm mentally thinking of it, but check that this going on. All right, well, this will be the last attempt We gotta go into the battle. Bummer. I feel very stupid playing Astro. Boom. Boom. Yo! Boom, 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 boom. That's a cool one. Cool little outfit there. I remember I did this a ton of times. 1 week. Or one time during a Moogle Tombstone event.
I admit it. Fighting all in is just too much for me. Not my life. Empathy. Why, I've been hurt. This was far from the strongest of spears. I feel so betrayed. Goodness gracious. I just remembered something. I will pound you, silly! Ha-ha! Rocket punch!
I think you're supposed to hit them? No, I can't remember what it is to get them unconfused. Maybe it's a full heal.
Rocket punch! I won't go down so easily.
Somebody got to level 99 through that. It must have been a trial roulette.
Well then. That's enough of a beating for now.
Rum pa pa bum 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 ba ba ba. Yeah, I was saying there was a Moogle Tombstone event where this was like the fastest way to get a ton of tomes. So I remember doing that several times. Why, Greg? Why?
Are you dedicated, Inspector?
How many swords did he drop while... Wait. Doesn't that there look just like Elazar's sword? Even to my untrained eye, this is obviously a counterfeit blade. And so is this one, and this one. In the world? Alone, yet still armed. In any case, he seemed satisfied with the halberd. We will proceed with the delivery. If you wish to be present, I won't object. Meet me in Vesper Bay. I can't remember what the reason. It had to have been a mount of some kind for my main. I think it was the like kind of like submersible looking one that was available at the time. It is more magnificent than I had imagined. To make a fine addition to my collection. And with that, our business is concluded. Cheers. I genuinely mean that in your case, by the way. All's well that ends well, right, Inspector? Though it's a shame that Greg turned out to be the thief. There you are, Inspector Bryden. Why did you not wait for me at the docks? Are you staring at me so? Oh, never mind that. Where's my treaty blade? But didn't we just give you the treaty blade? Disguise yourself as the client, and then let the treaty blade come to you. Advantage of an existing situation to distract us from the real crime. Brilliant. The man in red never spoke of the treaty blade, only the halberd. Moreover, he always issued his challenges in person. Dear gods, isn't it obvious? What is it like in your funny little brains? It must be so boring. The man in red did not send the challenge, then who did? I believe this is addressed to me, condescending, Inspector Briarden. Piss off. 400 years have I slept, 1,000 faces do I wear. What is yours will be mine, I shall come to claim the Lapis Maiden's virtue. Many-faced phantom thief. Interesting. The design and the wording are the same as before. Thief who stole the treaty blade sent this. Very well, I and I alone, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, once more accept your challenge. You want a challenge, huh? Stand and face me, you buffoon. How dare you all laugh at a time like this, after allowing my precious treaty blade to be stolen? And you, Maria. Well, I suppose it is a little funny, isn't it? Two of them dashing to and fro, a pair of gentlemen mummers. You know, it's been far too long since I've seen a show. We should head into the city later, just you and me. Not bad, Hildy. Not bad at all. You are indeed a Manderville man. Mark my face, O phantom of many faces. For it is the face of the... What is this? Elixir. I think I still have those on my main. Just rotting in my inventory somewhere. Gentleman Hero Hildebrand. The fiend dares lay claim on the fair maiden's virtue. As seeds of jealousy quicken within an inspector's soul. Can true love bloom on this battlefield? Will this Manderville man find his Manderville wife? Hey, what's with the goggles those men were wearing? They look special. Maybe if I ask nicely, they'll give me a pair. I guess we'll find out next time. Cool. With that, we are done with patch 2.2 of the Manderville quests, as well as done with a battle on the big bridge of the trials in patch 2.2. I think we're probably going to call it here as well for the stream. I remember that one being fun, of the Manderville quests, especially compared to the first set, where you kind of are introduced to Hildebrand, and there's not that much sort of like build up on the guy. And I think I complained about this in my my patch 2.1 review, that there wasn't nearly as much, or I didn't feel like there was nearly enough recognition of Hildebrand by just the random folks, and not nearly enough understanding that he's an idiot by the random other NPCs. And they definitely added that layer on top of it in this quest. It's like Lady Dorilda knew who Hildebrand was and very much did not want him to join. Same with Briarden. You know, contrasting Briarden, who, while, you know, he did get swindled at the end there, is far more of a competent inspector than Hildebrand. It's something I think that they get away from a lot later on, but I'm mostly remembering the Endwalker Hildebrand quests than I am remembering the Heavensward and Stormblood Hildebrand quests. Because I feel like the Endwalker one, you definitely, there's definitely from the, it's not the Mithril Eye, but the guy who has the conspiratorial paper, you know, sees him as an idiot. But there's much more. Well, I guess that's not true, because you get Brandahild, who does the actual inspecting at that point. So maybe I'm giving it, maybe I'm dismissing some things that they do compared to what I was thinking. And I'll have to revisit that that thought later as I come back through the Hildebrand quests. But yeah, that's going to do it for the stream. Thank you so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like on the way out, I'd be greatly appreciative. As always, if you'd like to know when I next go live for one of these things, you can subscribe to the channel or join the community Discord. Any links that I've talked about throughout this stream can be found in the video description below if you happen to be watching the VOD later and don't have the live chat in front of you. And yeah, as far as what's up next, there's still tons of stuff to do with these books. We are getting a lot closer to getting capped on tomes, so I probably should focus on these books a little bit more so that I'm not getting capped on tomes. And then yeah, the other than that, it's just a lot more fishing, a lot more sightseeing, and the second coil of Bahamut and the two extremes. I think I said previously that I was gonna start working towards those extremes, and I think that's what we're going to do, if I remember, by the time we get to the next stream. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time I see you.